Good afternoon, this is David Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, and we're pleased to be with you for another video. Thank you so much for all of your thoughts, your prayers, your encouragement while we were on our trip. We had a really good trip to Canada, and we got back safely just a couple days ago to about 900 emails, so we're trying to catch up on those. But today while I was out, I saw all this sumac up here, and I thought what a great thing that I could take home and have Tam show you how to make some sumac tea. So let's get up closer and see what it looks like. Now while we're talking about staghorn sumac, let me show you a couple things. It gets its name from the berries, and you can see there's kind of a fuzz on these berries, very much like a stag's antler that would have that fuzz in the young ages of the stag. Now one of the things that you want to be careful of when you're out here is that you don't get poison sumac, which has white berries instead of these luscious deep red berries. The plants don't look the same, so make sure that you identify them properly before you go out and get them in the bush. Now what we do to harvest these is simply cut off the heads, and we're going to collect those and take, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these heads back with us. And then Tam will make up some sumac tea for us. So let me gather a couple of these and we'll be back with you. Now let me show you a little bit about this plant. The leaves are called compound leaves. It has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 leaflets, and I believe it can go from 9 to 13 leaflets in it. But the branches are very, very thick. They're very succulent and thick branches, and then the staghorn is all over the end of the branch, right on the tip. It looks like a candle sticking up in the wind. So I'm going to gather some of these, and while I do gather them, let me share something with you. We've had a couple people asking about the minimalist camp. We do have a couple of spots left open for that. It's going to be a very minimalist, whatever you can fit in a coffee can, and it's going to be a canoe trip. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Only $150, and you're going to have a great time out there. So come out, join us. There were a couple of you that did ask about it, called my home, sent me some emails. I think the numbers have gotten lost, so if you wanted to come on that camp, please get in touch with me again at my email or give me a call. And we'll be happy to fill you in on the details and let you know what's going on. So let's get to picking some of these sumac.
Hi there. I've taken the sumac berries that my husband has picked, gathered, and the first thing I do is soak them in a bit of cold water just to get dust, if there's any dust on the berries, off of them. And then there's 2 ways that I make my tea. I either just take a portion like this and just put them all in here and let this soak. You can let it soak a couple hours, or you can even put it in your refrigerator and let it soak overnight. And then in the morning what you would do is pour this off over a cloth, so you would strain any little fine hairs and keep the little berries out as well. And you'll notice also that the color has changed to a pink color. Now the other berries, what I'm going to do is make a hot tea with them, and there are people that tell you to boil them for 15 minutes on a low simmer, but I really don't care to do that, as that draws out a bitter flavor. So what I like to do is the same as pine needle tea. Bring your water to a boil, place the berries inside your kettle of water, and let it sit for up to 15 minutes, and then strain as well, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And another thing you can do is to use these berries as seasoning. They have a lemony orange type flavor, so you can dry these and grind them up as a powder, or you can just mix these into rice, your chicken, your fish as a seasoning. It makes an excellent natural seasoning. We're over here at the fire waiting for my water to come to a boil. This is just a enamel coffee kettle. We use it all the time, washes up excellently. And so while we're waiting for that to boil, I just want to talk to you a little bit more about this staghorn sumac. It's quite an amazing plant. Research is being done right now for diabetes and cancer, as the constituents in this plant are amazingly healthy. what you can do is gather a whole bunch of these and just hang them in your home and use them all winter. You can use them in hot or cold, or again, dry them, crush them, and use them as a flavoring, a seasoning. So that's the staghorn sumac. They also are really pretty if you're into making dried ornamental arrangements. Alright, my water has come to a good hearty boil, so I'm going to drop a few of these heads of sumac. Now remember, this one is for our hot tea, whereas our cold one is for sumac lemonade. I'm going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to let our tea steep for about 10-15 minutes. Okay, our 15 minutes are up, so I'm going to pour out some of my sumac tea. I'm straining it through cloth here. What we're doing is removing any little hairs that are on the sumac berries. So as you can see here, the beautiful golden colored tea. You can add a little bit of stevia, just a little. And that makes a beautiful sweetened citrus lemonade-y tea. It's hot. Would you like to try some, dear?
Well, that's good. Great trail drink. You can also just eat these as a trail nibble on the trail if you want them. Just stick them in your mouth, suck on them, and it gives you that lemony flavor. You want to make sure you don't swallow those hairs.
Now my 2 hours really aren't up yet, but for sake of time, I'm going to pour out some of the iced lemonade, sumac lemonade. You can see it sort of has a light pink color. If you leave it overnight for a couple hours, it'll have a much darker color. But if you're looking for something that's healthy, that'll quench your thirst on a hot summer day, have some lemonade sumac. That's excellent. Now, again, I would encourage you to do some research on sumac. The bark is edible, the leaves are edible, as well as the berries, and they have quite a range of medicinal properties. This is Tam Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire, thanking you for joining us. Have yourself a great day and keep cool.